Saquon Barkley pops by today. Big show kicking off Super Bowl week. We are headed to Vegas. He's going to talk a little table tennis, a little Daniel Jones, little Tommy DeVito. Maybe we'll talk a little chicken parm, bring that back. Who knows? BJ Kissel and Stats are here to get you set for Super Bowl 58. We head to Vegas today. I have it on good authority. Stats is at the Big Dorito. He's at the Luxor, the Media Hotel. I got to get all the info on that. And that's, we'll be there today for tomorrow's show if our flights get out because it's raining in LA. Did you hear? Welcome to the show. Up and Adams here in LA, going to Vegas for Super Bowl week. I hear the energy is amazing. The vibes are high. Hamilton, you are already there. It's raining in LA, and honestly, some people are dealing with some crazy stuff, power outages and landslides and all of that. I don't know what to do in any of these situations. I'm just watching. There's a pool outside of my house, and it's overflowing, and I'm like, what am I? Is there a drain? Is there a plug I'm supposed to pull? I didn't do. I was just like drinking my coffee this morning, watching it happen, but I feel like it'll just kind of go over the cliff. Can that cause a landslide? Oh, I can't hear him.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I am not an expert in landslides or apparently Zoom and unmuting myself when I need to. But
you're an expert in mudslides, baby. Bring them up at Caesars. Let's go to the Flamingo and Circus. It's Super Bowl week. What are the vibes at the hotel? Have you seen anybody fun?
I did see Bert Kreischer when I came in the lobby to check in. He was, of course, going to the VIP check-in area, not checking in with, the normies like me. I do have Allegiant Stadium over here behind me, which has been pretty cool. They're already in full gear for tonight, media night tonight. So you can definitely feel the energy starting to pick up here as we're getting closer and closer to game day.
Your shot is beautiful. I'm wondering, is the other side of that bed made or like? Probably not. You just got out of bed.
No, just had.
Yeah. Put on a quarter zip. We've got lots and lots to talk to. By the way, with this rain, this is how I'm going to approach our week. We had our morning call, and there's a lot going on. It's a big week for our show, for sports media, for the NFL in general. And Brian Barton goes, but I got a leak in my house, and so does a lot of people, but I have a wet vac. And he's just, that's the kind of positivity that we need to hold on to this week when things get crazy. And I want that to be the standard line. But I have a wet vac, like dudes in there and their gadgets, and Brian and his positivity.
Definitely. He could not wait to have an excuse to use that wet vac. And, I'm sorry he's dealing with what he's dealing with, but I'm glad he got the chance to use it.
Our pets' heads are falling off. I hope I see you later. You'll be back on the show in a little bit. We'll be in Vegas. We do want to give a little shout out before we get into BJ and Stats to the Pro Bowl yesterday. I want to take a quick second to congratulate the NFC side, including offensive MVP threw his last pass to Derek Barnes and laughed about it, which we love. A self-deprecating, self-aware king, Baker Mayfield, who went sidearm for this nice little touchdown to Jahmyr Gibbs. I got to get Gibbs on the show. Another accomplishment to his incredible resurgence this year. Will we talk to him in Vegas this week? Maybe. By the way, you saw Bert Kreischer. We have to get Bert Kreischer on the show. I forgot he's in Vegas. Got a lot of shows and stuff going on, guys. Bert Kreischer, hilarious. Go check him out, my buddy from Netflix. Now, and congratulations to friend of the show, amazing role model, Walter Payton, elite Mount Rushmore for me. Saints linebacker Demario Davis won defensive MVP as well. We'll have more in the Pro Bowl. We're going to pick them apart. I didn't get to watch it, but I'm going to blindly look at everything, like I'm blindly looking at the entire show today, because I had to pack and do a lot of things. We're gonna get me right ahead of Super Bowl with a couple of dudes who know these teams best. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Kansas City Sports Network, BJ Kissel, and from the Gold Standard Network, ESPN Radio, and 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, Rob Stats Guerrero. Are you also the CEO of Gold Standard? Like, what should we call you?
CEO sounds good. I can be a CEO.
Okay, I like that. So we got two CEOs, two bosses in charge here. But Stats, we got to start with you because you're at the Big Dorito. You're there. Set the scene. What's the energy?
The energy is crazy. There are so many people here. There's people wearing Super Bowl shirts and Niner shirts everywhere, which is new for me because I live in Connecticut. So it's nice to actually see a little Niner support here. And obviously, people are excited already. You can just feel it when you walk through the hotel.
Is there more Niners than Chiefs fandom so far?
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, so far. And you know what else cheered me up? The Raiders official team store is right by where my room is. And if you walk by, there are Jimmy Garoppolo jerseys on sale. So that just made it extra special.
Rob, the 101 in being a star in the media, which you are with everything that you've done, you do not tell people where your room is located or what it's near.
Nobody cares about me, Kay.
Yes, they do. I care about you. We're going to get to you in a second. BJ, Super Bowl 54, it's a rematch, of course, of that. What is the biggest difference? Let's set the table in terms of what this team looks like now, what this game looks like from 4 years ago.
Yeah, from the Chiefs' perspective, I think there's only 10 guys on the roster currently that were on that team back in 2019 when these two teams met down in Miami. But yeah, I think both general managers, John Lynch, Brett Veach, have done a phenomenal job with both of these teams. A lot of the big names, the big players are still there, but it's going to be a fun matchup. I think the energy is going to be fun for this one with the matchup coming back and being two of the best teams throughout the regular season. Obviously, the Chiefs' path to get there has been a little different this season, but I don't think anyone's surprised that San Francisco made it. They've been kind of the team destined from the beginning of the season that was going to represent the NFC and a tough NFC, the way that it all kind of shaped out. But I'm excited for this one. I don't think Chiefs fans are probably in Vegas yet. They're kind of used to this stats and Kay. They understand how to get there, when to get there, and the best time and all that stuff. They've had a lot of practice over the last few years.
Wow.
Man, look at the way you're just so calm and relaxed. This should be a fun matchup. Like, it's not a Little League matchup on Saturday morning. It's the Super Bowl. The 49ers better not have that attitude. I'll say that, because they need to get right before this big game.
What are you looking at in this game, Stats? I know you're covering it like all over your network, all over other media. You'll be on Radio Row. What are you looking at as far as maybe not even the differences from the last rematch to this one, but like what's really standing out to you?
I got to look at the defense. Look, they had their struggles against the Lions. Detroit pushed them around in the first half, and the 49ers are supposed to be the big bullies. And the players have talked about it. They talked about it last week. Steve Wilkes called the effort embarrassing. So they need to get back to being that bully because obviously it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and they're really good.
I want to know, like, determining factors. BJ, you know, Travis Kelce, he's on a tear right now. There's obviously a worry about the Niners' ability. Is he the factor? Maybe we'll get to that in a second. But, BJ, what does this game come down to for you for the Chiefs side?
Not to simplify, and I've said it throughout the entire playoffs so far, it's turnovers. If Patrick Mahomes can continue to be as efficient as he has been and not allow opposing offenses to have short fields and easy points against a Chiefs defense that has been as good, if not better, than we expected, especially down the stretch of the playoffs. This is a defense that's given up 32 points in the second half of their last 8 games. They have been absolutely dominant. They're starting to be compared to teams, at least statistically, compared to some of the best teams that we've seen through stretches in the playoffs, giving up 13.7 points per game in their 3 playoff games. It's ranked right up there with teams like the 2013 Seattle Seahawks and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And so it's different for Patrick Mahomes this year. And you've talked about it on your show all the time, being a game manager and doing those kinds of things. On that side of the ball, that's what I'm looking for. And on the other side of the ball, it's Brock Purdy against the blitz. We know Steve Spagnuolo loves to send pressure. They're one among the teams that send the most pressure in the league, and there's not a quarterback that has been better in the NFL this season against the blitz than Brock Purdy. So those are the two matchups. Those are the 7 to 10 plays that are going to affect this game are going to come on both those quarterbacks making plays outside of the pocket and off script.
Determining factor, Stats.
First of all, I just think it's really funny that Patrick Mahomes has to be a game manager, and the only criticism we hear of Brock Purdy is that he is a game manager, so that's funny. Determining factor, I agree on the turnovers for sure, but for me, it's how the 49ers can slow down Isaiah Pacheco. He is such a help for that offense because he just grinds out yards on tough carries, gaining 3-4 yards per carry. It helps keep Mahomes ahead of the sticks. That makes life easier for him. And look, we've seen the Chiefs offense this year has not been the same Chiefs offense that we usually see under Patrick Mahomes. If the Niners can slow down Pacheco and keep Mahomes behind the sticks, they're going to have a much easier time slowing that offense down.
Do you think Kyle's ready for this, Stats?
Good question. He did an interview with Peter King last week, and he said actually Super Bowl 54 haunts him more than the 28-3 Super Bowl. And Kyle, he did some things in Super Bowl 54 that were a little sketchy. I thought he butchered the end of the first half with the clock management. I know there was a big penalty, but even then they wouldn't have had much time to score. I think he recognizes the value of every offensive possession against the Chiefs because that defense is so good and because Patrick Mahomes is so good. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we saw a little bit more aggressive Kyle Shanahan, maybe a Kyle Shanahan that's willing to go for it on fourth downs, because I think he realizes when you're in the scoring area, you have to cash in against Kansas City.
Yeah, I feel like stats, that's what because I look at, it's hard to build the case for the Niners over the Chiefs, just given Andy Reid, and then you have Mahomes, and then you have just then you have Travis looking like he's looked this entire time, and I very much am wondering if Kyle can do that, because in those big moments, you can sort of see the 28-3 right here, and you can sort of see the crowd. And you and I have talked about it, and it's got to be different this time around, and aggressive is the way to go, and starting quick, of course, but that's all on Brock Purdy, too.
Absolutely. The 49ers have scored more points on their opening possession than any team in NFL history. So they have been starting fast, but not in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they actually haven't been able to do that. So that is something I'd like to see right off the bat. And Kyle can dial up game plans with the best of them. You know, against the Ravens, I know they had a lot of turnovers, but they were actually moving the ball in that game, and that's obviously a really good defense. So we know that Kyle can do it. But obviously, Sunday, he's going to need to. He's going to be aggressive, and hopefully they're going to come out and get off to a fast start.
BJ, you mentioned Pacheco, and I love that. But Travis Kelce really is on some level. There's like an emotional part to it, too, that I think is driving him in the momentum when things started to click. What have you noticed about him? What are you hearing since these playoffs have started?
It has been a different Travis Kelce once the playoffs started. I don't know if it's just later in his career and that there have been a lot more whispers and doubts about, A, how long he's playing. Is he slowing down at all? And I don't think you need to look too far at any elite athlete whenever they're doubted or there's people saying, hey, they've lost a step. They look for motivation wherever they can find it. Last week, the Baltimore Ravens gave him plenty of motivation the week leading up to the game, during the game, even right before the game with the kicker. And guys like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes is wired the same way. I think a lot of it with Travis is people doubting him, thinking that he had lost a step or two. And you get to the playoffs, you get to this time that they have the experience, they understand kind of how to handle their emotions, handle that adrenaline. And Travis Kelce's among the best there is. And when he and Patrick Mahomes are on the same page, off script with the plays that they run, especially against a zone-heavy team like San Francisco, with something that Travis Kelce is so good at, he's going to obviously be a big factor in this game. But the reason the Chiefs have been successful throughout the playoffs, it's not just Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco. Their complementary pieces have stepped up and made plays when their name's called, whether it's Marquez Valdez-Scantling stepping up and making the big catches, not going to light up the box score, but Patrick Mahomes needs those guys on 3rd and 7 when they're open to make the plays. And MVS has done it. Justin Watson has done it. Noah Gray has done it. And that's been the recipe for success overall for this team compared to what we saw in the regular season. And
the best duo as far as secondary, a huge advantage that they have over the Niners. I like, and you're naming these guys, it's just a Brett Veach-a-palooza, and John Lynch has done an amazing job on the other side. Both teams built differently, built in very different ways. I've said this to you before, BJ, and you were so kind enough to credit us, me and Hamilton, on KC Sports Network with the fact that Patrick Mahomes is the highest paid quarterback this year, and he's playing the Super Bowl. That's never happened, not in the Brady era, not in any era. So it's very impressive just as a team in a front office what they've been able to accomplish here. I look at the Chiefs, and the reason you like them is because they're like the snowball coming down the mountain that's adding snow and getting faster and crushing everything in its path. And I'm looking at the Niners stats in the playoffs, and it's like, okay, it's going, and then it gets stuck in some trees, and then it keeps kind of dislodges itself in it. The momentum in the playoffs has been a little wonky. Would you agree, and how much does it matter?
I do agree that they have not looked as dominant as they have looked in the regular season, for sure. But, you know, in that game against the Lions in the second half, they scored on 5 straight offensive possessions. That's a pretty dominant thing. And I know the Lions defense is nowhere near the Chiefs defense, but that's what you would want to see. I mean, the last time we saw the 49ers offense, they were cooking. And so I'm hoping that that carries over. I know the Chiefs defense is excellent. I know that Mahomes and Kelce are excellent. The best way to defend Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, I heard on your show, Kay, I heard Luke Kuechly talking about it, how basically you just have to look at Travis Kelce and never take your eyes off of him. And if that's what it takes, they got to get it done. There's no more excuses. They're probably not going to be back in the Super Bowl next year. They've had bites at this apple. They have to get it done.
All right, Stats, we appreciate you. I'll see you, of course, on Radio Row. I'm going to have a drink for you. I don't even know that you drink, but I'd like you to stop by. We were going to have a Smirnoff bar set up, a bartender. Vernon Davis is going to be a celebrity bartender.
All right.
One of the days, so we got to get you there on Radio Row. And why don't you guys plug your stuff? So, Stats, where can we see you all Radio Row, and what can we expect?
So you can check us out, the Gold Standard Podcast Network, wherever you get your podcasts, or just search 49ers Gold Standard on YouTube. Our channel comes right up. We just hit 10,000 followers.
Woo-hoo!
Really appreciate everybody there. So you can find us there all week. We'll be on Radio Row also. So give us a chance. I promise we'll earn your time.
BJ?
You can find all our stuff at KC Sports Network. Have multiple shows each day from a team of more than 15 different hosts and former players and current beat writers and former beat writers and insiders. So got a little bit of something, a lot of different perspectives on the network getting ready for the game on Sunday night.
And the advantage you have is that if the Chiefs win, Tucker will be chugging a beer right here on Up and Adams, like he did last year at the Super Bowl parade. And that is what sets KC Sports Network apart. Two amazing, badass CEOs. I get so much information, insight, analysis. You make my job so easy doing the 32 thing. I appreciate you both so much. Happy Super Bowl week.
Thanks, Kay.
I'll see you at the big Dorito. All right, we'll take a break here. We're going to take a look at some Super Bowl props. Saquon Barkley is on the way. But FanDuel Sportsbook has some fun stuff going on. We are headed to Vegas, baby. Is there over-unders on when my voice is going to leave my body? Something about the smoke, cigarette smoke in the Vegas. Like when I was there for thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. When I was there for Netflix Cup, my voice left me and I had to take steroids. You know what? Let's take my jacket off because it's really loud and really obnoxious.
All right.
And I look like a pop star. How's that?
Sweet.
And I won't
So, gonna go on there.
Christmas gift card. So freaking, yeah.
So if it's touching the mic, it's going to make sound.
This?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the necklace off.
Yeah, or you can tuck it probably.
No, I'll take it off.
All right, sweet.
I'll take
Thank
it
you very
off.
much.
Thank you, guys. Minute 20. Oh. Can I just point out that I was very worried about this week? Yeah. Right. Okay, great. Oh, I need to put this on here. God. Say that again? Okay, just so everyone knows, I have not seen any of this. I have not. This was Hold On to Your Butts, Samuel L. Jackson. Let's take a look at what's going on. I'm very excited about this. Great. All right, Sam. I'm in Sam's hands. When was that? You guys have to have that kind of shit in there. You have to have it in there. Oh, yeah. There you go. Got it. Perfect. Broncos' first score. Got it. And so Hamilton's not in this? I was going to say, let's get Hammy in this.
It's snapped over the head of Peyton Manning. A flag is down, and the ball's out of the back of the end zone. It's a safety to start this game.
I remember that. That was a wacky, wobbly, upsy, downsy. That was a Super Bowl 48, almost 10 years ago to the day. But for bettors, I don't even know what betting was back then. For bettors who had the Seahawks to score first, the safety at plus 4,000 or better, it still feels like yesterday. You're still enjoying like your new couch or your whatever off of that. So what will this year's crazy prop be that hits? We can't pretend to know, but here to help us figure it all out, Matthew Hamilton, in a new segment I've never seen or read or looked through called Giving Props. Cute. I like that. All right, Sam, I see you. Here's how it'll work. Hammy, you're going to share a Super Bowl-related prop. We're going to bat it around, and at the end of each, we'll figure out whether we're going to say this is the one. This is the prop we're going to give out to the world that they should participate in. Let's start. Are you going to tee me up or I'm teeing you up?
Yeah, I'm gonna tee you up, and let's start with a safety like we just saw. If there is there going to be a safety at any time during this year's game? The odds right now plus 1260, yes, minus 4,000 that we don't see a safety. What do you think happens?
Those odds are wild. I mean, it's not to start the game, which the odds are
just
bananas.
at any time.
I will say, and I bet you have the numbers on this. I do not. There's been a lot of safeties in Super Bowls, no?
Yeah, there are 9 safeties that have been recorded in Super Bowls, which seems
57?
really, really high to me. But yeah, we've seen 9 of them.
Okay, and that Broncos Seahawks was the last one we've seen. I'm gonna say I'm taking that. We're gonna give that prop.
Wow, we haven't seen in 10 years. You're calling it.
1260.
You're going for it. I'm gonna say no. But I like that you're going for it because it's been
Listen, I'm going to be positive. I've got a wet vac. Okay, I've got a wetvac.com. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, next one. Either quarterback to catch a pass from any other player plus 2,400. So either Mahomes or Purdy or maybe somebody else coming in off the bench catching a pass in the game.
Catching a pass. Either quarterback catching a pass. I'm going to say I want that to happen, so I'm going to say yes with my positive reinforcement and manifestation. I'm going to say yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do have 2 really creative offensive minds that have drawn up some of the best trick plays I've ever seen. I'm with you. I think we see a little something here. It's the one thing Mahomes hasn't done in a Super Bowl, so why not?
But Mahomes does have 1 career catch ever for 6 yards, apparently. None this year, though. Purdy, Darnold have none. And Blaine Gabbert, who I don't know who did this research, Blaine Gabbert has 1. Just in case anybody needed to know what the Mizzou. Yeah. By the way, did you see Mizzou got like a $62 million anonymous donation? People are crediting me, and I just want to say, I'm no hero. You're welcome.
Not confirming or denying.
You're welcome.
There we go.
If I were to donate $62 million to Mizzou, it would. I mean, what would I build? I would just build. My favorite thing at Mizzou was like the Chick-fil-A at Jesse Hall, or in the what's it called, with or the Pokey Sticks, or like the toasted wraps. I'd build another Shakespeare's pizza probably.
There you go. That's a good addition to the school. All right.
Okay.
Next one. Let's keep these going. Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle to combine for 300 plus receiving yards. That's plus 750 right now.
Plus 750. What do you think?
It's going to be tough against that Chiefs defense, but I kind of like this one. I think we're going to see them getting the stars the ball. I think the Chiefs are going to force the Niners to have to throw. They're going to try to eliminate McCaffrey in that running game, and it's going to be on Brock's shoulders. So I think we actually see this. I think we see those 300 plus out of them.
So Purdy has 5 300-yard games this year throwing the ball in 3 of those dudes' direction. So that would have hit.
What do you think?
Combined for 300. 300's a lot of yards.
I'm
going to say no. I'm going to say no.
You're giving up the wet vac here.
I think this is not going to be a big offense game. That's what I think. It might turn into one. I just don't see it. I see the Chiefs defense, and I think Spags is in his bag. And I just feel like this is a lot. I'm not going to take this. Not to be negative. I'm not saying the Niners can't win. Yeah. But honestly, after talking to BJ and stats, I'm like, you look at that Chiefs side, and you're like, man, we called it though. We did. Like late November, I was like, they're gonna go, and if they go, they're winning. But God, Brock winning would be so cool. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, next one. The first touchdown scorer's jersey number over 19.5 is minus 110. Under 19.5 is minus 20. So what that means, the guys that are above 19.5, Travis Kelce, the guys that are
Why would you do this? Why is this a
Travis Kelce, Christian McCaffrey?
Why is this a prop bet? With all due respect to FanDuel Sportsbook, what is this?
Because it's fun. It's fun to think about. So if you're saying
Where do you find
if you're
this?
taking the over,
Okay.
it's in the specials.
Okay.
So if you take the over, you're taking Travis Kelce or Christian McCaffrey or George Kittle basically to score a touchdown. If you're taking the under, it's guys like Mahomes, Debo, Pacheco, Rashee Rice. So what do you think? Do you think we see the over?
Don't forget Kadarius Toney.
Sure.
Future Super Bowl champion, Kadarius Toney. I couldn't care. I couldn't pretend to care. What do you got?
Because this one's a little, it's fun. It's a little irreverent.
But there can be there's no like analysis or like what you think's going to happen, right?
Basically, it's the two guys who I would think would be the favorites are Kelce and McCaffrey. So I feel like I would go the over. It's basically are you taking one of those two stars to score first? Or is it going to be somebody kind of?
I'm taking under because Debo is going to score first, and he's under, and that's my call. So anytime touchdown scorer, Debo Samuel, hairline fracture, schmackture, he's doing his thing, and then maybe we'll get to talk to him. Purdy and Mahomes, that's the next one. So the next one's Purdy and Mahomes to combine for 600 plus passing yards. The odds at FanDuel Sportsbook are plus 400. Now, like I said, it's a snowball rolling down a hill. Mahomes is looking better. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though. I'm going to go with the under, even though both of these quarterbacks have had a handful of 300-yard games.
I'm going to go with the under as well. I just think, we haven't seen Mahomes in these playoffs, as you mentioned, as you and BJ talked about just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
They've kind of scaled back what they've been doing through the air with Mahomes. I think they get Pacheco going a little bit on the ground. Like we saw the Lions do against this Niners defense. So I'm with you. I'm going under there.
Okay, what's the next one? Let's whiz through these on board. Let's go.
We're going to skip ahead a little bit.
Okay.
Will we have a 2-point conversion attempt? Yes is plus 128. No is minus 158.
I don't know. Stats said he's going to be aggressive, right? Like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna believe Stats and hope because I think he's going to need to. And it'd be so nice to like watch those clouds disappear. Yeah. Don't you think? I'm gonna go.
I know.
Yeah.
Shanahan is such a great coach, and it's falling into like how we used to look at Andy Reid when he was with the Eagles and early in his Chiefs tenure. A great coach that hasn't been able to win the big one. So hopefully we see him loosen up a little bit here and go for it.
What do you make of this though? We've had 10 successful 2-point conversions in the Super Bowl. Hurts had one last year. That was just the 10th in history. That's a no. That's a no for me then, dog.
Yeah, but there was a period of time where you didn't have 2-point conversions too.
Okay,
so that fact, So I think, and especially the way things are trending now, teams are more aggressive. I think we see it.
Okay.
Last one for you. First touchdown scorer odds. Christian McCaffrey has the best at plus 360. Is McCaffrey scoring the first touchdown of this game?
No, because I said Debo scoring the first touchdown of this game. But I will say, CMC always is the first touchdown scorer, so that's actually an interesting. I can't take it back now because I said Debo would do it. But Christian has scored in 8 games for San Francisco. That's amazing. Also, Kansas City's given up 4 touchdowns to running backs, receiving touchdowns to running backs. So I can see that happening, but Debo's going to get it. Debo's done it twice this year.
Yeah. I like that. I would take McCaffrey. I think, I don't know. I think we see the Niners get off to a hot start. For once in these playoffs, they get a good opening drive, and we see McCaffrey punch one in. I'm taking that plus 360.
I love that. We've got make or miss Gronk going on. Kick of Destiny 2 on Sunday. Of Super Bowl live during the Super Bowl. It's insane. We'll be part of it with Up and Adams. We'll talk about that throughout the week, of course, and we'll ask guests whether or not he'll make or miss it. But those props are available. I don't know. Gronk and I should do a parlay too, right? We'll do one.
Yeah.
Okay, we
gotta cook something up.
Okay, can we boost a Super Bowl parlay? FanDuel, please let us. Oh, they're just hooking you up all over. Okay, FanDuel has lots of ways for you to end the season with a W or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Not only can you bet on who will win, FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, like we just went over. You can score on something with over/under jersey numbers. Too complicated for me. I got bored of that one. But if you want to throw a dart at that one, go for it responsibly, of course. New customers join today, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. Happy Super Bowl 58. By the way, are there more props out there like that I've not seen, I don't even know about? Can you guys tweet me at AK Adams, at Up and Adams Show, because that one I was not ready for. Happy Super Bowl 58, everybody from America's #1 sportsbook, official sports betting partner of the NFL, FanDuel. Go download that app ahead of the big game. Still to come, Saquon Barkley will join the show. Stay tuned in just a bit. I don't know what we're doing next. Well, one can only guess. Let's come in with Hamilton, please. Let's come in with Hamilton, please. Yeah. After. I mean, are we good on, are we like light? Okay. Okay, great. I think I want Hamilton with me on that. Hamilton, are you down to jump in on this? Oh my gosh, why are we being mean to Kadarius Toney on our thing? I don't like that. On our YouTube chat. Alex. Yeah. Mario Andretti Lopez, where do you find these bets? Listen, that specials tab is a wormhole that I've only grazed, okay? I've just like delicately swam in the shallow pool of that, but the deep dives into, it's just too much to think about, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. That's another level that I have not graduated to, but I'm willing. I'm interested. No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Okay. I mean, Christian probably will score the first touchdown. If you think about how many times he's done it this year. Is it? That's way too long for a segment. Holy shnikes, that is not okay. No, that is not a great job. Holy moly, man. Okay. Welcome to Super Bowl 57 here in Phoenix.
Come on, cheers.
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers. Okay, you didn't have fun in college?
Hey, Adams had no
0?
fun in college. Good!
4, 3.
Yeah! Let's go to the bar here in a bit. Thank you, Tua. All right, we're going to Vegas today. We'll be there all week long. Probably not Monday. I'm probably going to want to bounce with like 2 minutes to go Hamilton in the fourth quarter. Not say bye to anyone. These are safe bets over at FanDuel Sportsbook and sort of like dip out. Probably like 4 minutes in the fourth quarter, which is like another half hour on the game, let's be honest.
That, I know that's probably going to happen, and it pains me. You know how much it pains me to hear these things, but...
That tracks is what you should say. That tracks with my behavior over the years.
You know what else tracks with your behavior?
Go ahead, tell me.
I happen to notice in that clip, our old friend Swagger, the Old Spice deodorant stick, is that going to be your date again for NFL honors? Are we seeing him again this year? What's going on?
Can we see the B-roll of that? Not run it SOT, please. I forgot. Listen, we had a magical night. You met him.
Yeah.
On the red carpet. He was all about me, love bombing me, obsessed with me. I looked amazing, and then he never called me again. Like the night was over, and that it was it. And I have not yet heard. And I sort of forgot about it because I think it's been so painful. in my head. But I'm, of course, working with Old Spice and P&G with Battle of the Paddles. Saquon Barkley joining us on behalf of that in just a little bit. But look, I mean, we make a cute couple.
Yeah, and he really cleaned up well too. You know, here he has the shades of the backwards hat on the red carpet. He really dressed up, had the bow tie. He was you know, he's versatile. He's got a lot of versatility, that swagger.
Now this was, I believe, Friday's show, where I was absolutely out of my mind. The problem is, when the show's at 8 a.m., you'll agree to anything, but he chased me. He really, he wanted me to go to this thing. Like, CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones were like, who are you going with it tonight? And I'm like, I have a hot date. And then they met him. Like, I was, like, proud of you know me, I'm very private about my relationships. For me to, like, be in a red carpet photo, like, hello, it's sort of crazy. But I remember that Friday very well because I remember the least about that Friday. It was such a whirlwind. We're handing out hats in the middle of the street. It was absolutely bananas. And you and I have done so many Super Bowls together. What was the moment last year that sort of, like, sticks out to you the most?
I think the Up and Adams Pong table was the thing that sticks out to me most, because we had every star player that came on our set after they got done with their interview went and played that Pong game, and they were so competitive about it. Cam Jordan, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey was by far the best. Cam Jordan had to cheat. Even Swagger tried it and couldn't grip the balls with his giant mascot hands. That was the part, because just seeing how competitive those guys were about something that, you know, that's stupid was awesome.
Stop bringing up the mascot. I'm going to kill you. I remember, like, Nate talking to him. Nate Burleson's like, you're dating my girl? You're dating my little sister? And I got some things to talk to you about. What a weird circumstance that was. And we don't really know what the Super Bowl brings. I think we're bringing that Pong table. We ordered, like, a Plinko. I don't know if you can call it Plinko, like a spoof off of the Price is Right game. I believe I heard the latest is that it broke in the box that we ordered. Everyone was really excited about this, and I wasn't, and now I think I sort of put my negative juju onto it, and that's what happened. So I hope they can fix it. If they can't, we got to come up with you know, there's so, like, you just go on Instagram and type in, like holiday games, and there's a million games we could do with that ping pong table. We have to find something easy that these players can be super competitive with. I don't think we have it yet.
Yeah, I think we'll get there. And yeah, RIP to the Plinko board. Had a good run of a day being intact, but yeah, I'm sure we'll come up with something by then.
At some point, we wanted to get okay. So just so everyone knows, we're like, what can we do at Super Bowl that's cool? And we at one point wanted to. At some point, Tierra said we should get goldfish for people. And hand out goldfish when they, like, as prizes, so they have to carry. And I'm like, I don't need PETA. In my world, I'm not doing any of that, and that just seemed a little hilarious but cruel. So we didn't do that, but it was an excellent idea. Maybe we are doing that, and I don't even know. We also, it was a really fervent pitch by the room to marry someone on Radio Row. I'm
still on board with this, yeah.
But absolutely. I have a question, because I wasn't part of this. Why did it fall apart?
I think it was because you weren't sure about whether or not you want to go with it. It's do you know how much we can't even get a Plinko board to come in one piece. We can't even come up with an original ping pong game to do. We don't have it. We'll figure it out. Is what you think we could coordinate? First of all, credentialing. Secondly, ordaining. Thirdly, how are you going to source and find a couple that wants to get married? What kind of security stuff do you have to get from, like, are you joking? And you like, and by the way, as you should know, the covenant of marriage is something that should be taken seriously, and not with Elvis and, you know, Oz the Mentalist. Yeah, well, that's what people come out here for. There's people all over this place looking to get married. Getting ordained, my sister-in-law Connie got ordained in like a day. We can pull that off for you. Oh my gosh, we should have had Connie. We should have had Connie come marry somebody. We should have had Connie, yeah. I'll renew my vows. Ryan, if you want to come out and renewing your vows isn't good enough, I don't think. No, it needs to be no offense to you, Ryan. And I want it to be like somebody who, like, met in Vegas like 3 weeks earlier. And then they extended their trip, and they're like, we love the Luxor, and this is where we just want to be. And at Mandalay Bay. I could imagine a few grooms looking for, like, by the way, Michael Jordan was married in Vegas. Oh, well then. Okay, great. There you go. I've never met anybody that wants to get married in Vegas. Isn't it the opposite? There's no people there wanting to get married. There are people around. I saw somebody in a wedding dress yesterday when I got into the hotel. It's happening.
This was
That
funnily
we can
enough.
find somebody.
Eric goes, why are we listing all the reasons we shouldn't be doing this? Eric, type in the chat. I'd like to hear reasons we should do this or how it could work. I think it was a big idea and then it fell because everyone's like, this is a big idea. How are you going to source
I still
a couple?
think we could pull it off.
Can you imagine Jordan having to, our social media guru having to splice together we're looking to get someone married. Blah, blah. At one point, we were like, maybe Gronk can marry them on Wednesday. Gronk, we'll ask, you saw Burt Kreischer in the lobby. We'll pull him on the show.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. Love in the Luxor. That's what Rihanna meant by love in a hopeless place. Okay, I'm down with that. Grammys last night, did you watch?
I did not. I saw some of the clips. That Tracy Chapman, Luke Combs duet was pretty fantastic. But yeah, that was a bit. Saw a few of the clips. Looked like I saw Taylor Swift as well with her little announcement.
Yes,
which was,
yes.
Which was pretty cool.
Was it? Okay. Ryan Luwatt said we got married in Vegas and our minister was a female Elvis impersonator. Ryan.
Here you go.
There
it is.
I need to meet you, Ryan. I need to talk to you. We will gladly help Ryan with his vow renewal. You don't want a bloated Elvis to marry you. I have enough going on with marriage in my head. I don't need to add in hijinks and hoopla and sequins and what I imagine are carpets that haven't been changed since the turn of the century. So I'm the previous century. So I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay, let's see. We've got honors. We're going to honors. Love that. Okay, what else is going on?
Very
Does anybody
excited.
have any other questions to ask before we get into this? Should we talk about the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
You want to
Let's
for
do
a little
it.
bit?
Unless you have any other questions, you.
No, let's go do this. Let's see. Okay. Oh no, there's a couple questions. Okay, are you a Taylor Swift fan? Yes, Linda. Of course I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and I didn't see, but I'm not in it every day. When Ian's posting things from the Tokyo, what was that, right? She's coming to Super Bowl or not? Just tell me, is she coming? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but you seem to have some thoughts on her album announcement last night.
I heard nothing
What
you
did
just
you
said.
make of that?
I heard nothing you just said because the Goldberg was in my ear, but he's trying to tell me about Saquon because Saquon's coming on the show. I couldn't hear you. Say it one more time.
Huh? You seem to have some thoughts about her album announcement last night, though, when that got brought up.
I didn't hear anything about it. I just saw it. I just saw Celine Dion, to be honest, and I love Taylor, but when I saw Celine walk out, I was shooketh.
That was it.
I love her. Just like the Pro Bowl. When Eli and Peyton came out, I said, "Damn!" That's all I was looking at. All eyes on them. Are we gonna get to some Pro Bowl stuff? I'm sorry, Goldfarb, I couldn't hear you. Okay, we're gonna take a break, and hopefully we have Saquon on the other side. Yeah. What music am I currently listening to? A lot of Silk Sonic Radio. Silk Sonic Radio. Big Anderson .Paak fan. Okay. Okay. What does she believe? Why does she believe Usher's halftime will be a top 5 halftime show? I think Usher's halftime show is going to be because I subscribe to underselling and over-delivering. And last year, a lot was made of Rihanna, and the year before, of course, was absolutely insane with everything in LA, with Snoop and Dre, and Eminem and everyone, and Mary J. Blige. This one, I feel like, isn't getting a lot of talk about. People are talking much more about Taylor Swift, a musician, different. She's not in this halftime show. And they're sort of like, is Taylor going to be in halftime? All of that kind of stuff adds to why I think Usher's going to be like, no. This is mine. I am a brilliant performer. He has so many hits. Who knows who he can bring out? And I just think as what it will look like, he's going to, remember J-Lo and Shakira, and it was just a party and dancing, and there was never a dull second. That's kind of how I picture what Usher is going to have going on. So I'm dying to see this halftime show, but mostly because I think it is just sort of not being talked about as much as some other stuff going into it. Okay, what is the Starbucks order? Guys, my Starbucks order is black coffee always. And there better be a Starbucks at the Mandalay Bay or wherever the Radio Row is going to be, the Luxor or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. But I mean, tell me if he checks in here in the next minute. What music am I listening to currently? I just told you guys that one. Let's see. Let's have Hamilton do these Pro Bowl things then. Yeah? I mean, I don't know. During breaks, I really need to communicate with you. What did you miss there? Right. So it's not what I missed. Can we do the Pro Bowl thing? Okay, great. Well, let's just do it. We're going to look at some... Did you guys watch the Pro Bowl? Did you guys watch the Pro Bowl? Usher in the halftime is great. Oh my gosh, you guys are wrong. I think we're on television. Yes? Are we on television? Oh, hello, FanDuel TV. We're looking at, welcome to our show. You guys can watch on YouTube, but we're just showing you some random Pro Bowl highlights. You'd love to see it. Okay. Oh, now we're stopping that. We're having some, like, gremlins. I blame the rain here in LA for all these things that are going on. We didn't have a prompter for a while. We're waiting for Saquon Barkley to join the show. Somebody's saying, is he pulling a Justin Jefferson? You mean, is he playing Twitch? While I'm waiting on an Instagram Live for him to log in and then stands me up. Justin Jefferson and I made up. Okay, Justin Jefferson and I are good pals now. And I believe we're going to be seeing his quarterback, Kirk Cousins, on Radio Row. I don't know if we're going to get to talk to him because that's all scheduling stuff, but we're excited about that. Are we doing Pro Bowl stuff? Okay, so here's what I want you guys to see here. This is, let's go back to some moments here. Hamilton, as I bring you in here. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't see. My first thing is a tug of war. So I don't know what the deal is. But Hammy, you probably saw more of this than me. Go for it.
Yeah, I got to catch a bunch on the plane. That was a little too Tyreek there. Something that we got used to seeing a lot this season, and it carried on in the Pro Bowl.
All I want to see is the tug of war because, as you know, I think this is how overtime should be decided. Tied games should be decided. And everybody, the coach too, so that matters. What kind of coach you want to bring into your thing? Like, okay, I want a guy who can tug that rope. Here it is. They did this. I love it. This is my actual dream. I'm absolutely buying this event. And then I heard Aiden Hutchinson crush, which surprises me not even a little bit.
Yeah, not even a little bit. You know he's going to take that thing on. And I'm with you. I like this as we shouldn't have ties in the NFL. If it's tied after overtime, bring out the rope and let's do the tug of war.
But where do you stop? Is it the 53? Do you bring in the coach? Is the GM? Like, does the owner have to come down? I think the owner should come down. Like, it should be a fully team thing. Like, we're at a tie. Everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to be there.
Yeah, I'm all in. I like this.
Okay, this moment was all over Twitter. From the game itself, which is incredible. CJ Stroud made the impossible look easy all year long, and this was no different. Check this out. You know, this is very impressive.
This throw is ridiculous. Rolling to his left and placing this ball perfectly to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase was unbelievable yesterday, too. Every time I looked up at that screen, he was making a big play, but that throw is something special.
I love it. I want to meet him so badly. Okay, CeeDee Lamb yesterday, our friend from Radio Row last year, of course. This was, how many touchdowns did he have? Like 17? 3. This is his third. This is his third one. Okay, going into next season, we had LaShawn McCoy on. We talked about Dak. We talked about all of that. Is this the best wide receiver in football?
He played like it last year, for sure. I mean, he had one of, you know, it kind of got swept under the rug with everything that happened with the Cowboys, but he had one of the top 5 receiver seasons I think we've ever seen with what he did, especially over the second half. And it's crazy to think he got off to a slow start. And we were talking about that early in the year. There was this Can CeeDee Lamb be a #1 receiver thing. And we're ending the year with him having, you know, putting up top 5 numbers all time. So I think we haven't even seen the peak of what this could be yet with him.
I would love, I mean, he, in the playoffs was the best player on any team. Like going into it, like I was absolutely thought he'd put it all on his shoulders and get it done. And then that, of course, it didn't happen. I wonder if we'll see him at Super Bowl. I haven't heard that Dak's going. I've heard very little about Dak Prescott as far as like names and pitches and stuff like that. So we'll see if he's in the mix of that. If you go to the AFC, there's a little trickeration here, buddy. You mentioned Stroud. You loved a perfect throw. Our friend of the show, GG, Keenan Allen, keeping Evan Engram for the touchdown. Okay, I like this.
I mean, that's not an easy throw either. Throwing back all the way across the field. We love to see it from Keenan. I want to see a little bit more of this going forward.
Is this like a Jim Harbaugh taking notes situation here, you think?
You know, I think you got to look at that throw and, you know, put something in your back pocket for when you need it. Hey, we know we got a receiver that can really chuck one.
I see the bucket hats are alive and well among NFL players out there playing in those. That is a full crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It was. I gotta say, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching this yesterday. It's a lot more fun, I think, than when they were trying to do a full contact game, because the players get into it. They're not as worried about getting hurt. They have fun with it. They draw up all these plays. Eli and Peyton were amazing. It was a really enjoyable watch yesterday.
I'm hearing in my ear. Did they dial up the Philly special?
A little bit.
Okay, what happened here? It's the anniversary of it, by the way.
Yeah, so backwards pass there to CeeDee Lamb. He tries to throw it to Hurts up the sideline. May or may not have been across the line of scrimmage, but it looked more like the one the Patriots tried to Brady in that game than the Philly special itself. But, yeah.
I didn't ask A.J. Brown or Devontae about Jalen. I get the feeling there's something going on there.
There's something going on there, yeah.
Okay, I'm told there's bad dancing video. Yay, hijinks and hoopla. Let's go. Let's take a look. Some of these celebrations, I saw them on my timeline.
Yeah.
Who's this dancing? Is this Amon Ra?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, what is that? And it sounds like something I need to know. Okay, Kyle Hamilton. Okay, I'd love to see Kyle Hamilton on our show tomorrow. Patrick Queen, I'd love to get Patrick Queen back on tomorrow. Look at, the kiddos are on the field. Did you see this Deion Dawkins, what he was doing with his daughter?
I didn't.
He had her like she was a bat, like she was hanging upside down. And there's a video, it's amazing, and it just shows like the pure strength of Deion Dawkins. Maybe we can talk to Deion Dawkins tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? Okay, I like the dancing, sweet moments of victory there. Okay, so you like the new format. That's what I need to know.
Yeah,
we love the tug
I
of
really
war.
do.
Okay, do you think
it's fun? The Pro Bowl's supposed to be fun, and that's what yesterday was.
Yeah. Who, and tell me who won and what was the Manning part of it all?
What's that, Kay? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
64-59 NFC won. Very interesting. I think I'm going to take a break here. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break. Do we have a way to go to break, please? That would be amazing. And then we'll be back and hopefully have Saquon, who I'm told is on his other interview. So this is going to be tough as we have just 5 minutes left in the show. Maybe he can come on tomorrow. What a bummer. Oh, poor Saquon. So Saquon's on ESPN, and he did not make it onto our show. We were trying to get him. I don't know what happened. We're gonna maybe try to get him on tomorrow from Vegas, where we're headed. Safe travels to everybody that is lucky enough to go to Super Bowl. We're gonna have our show there, of course, leading up to Super Bowl 58. Gronk, Cake of Destiny, we're gonna have a press conference for it. There's a lot going on with that, so pay attention to that and keep your eyes open for that and for us to just crush Super Bowl. We're excited. We don't have to boo. It's ESPN, not Saquon. He just finished First Take. You know, that's just what happens in the biz. Let's see if we can try to pre-tape with him, guys. Appreciate you joining us. Kind of a slow start to our Super Bowl week, but we're going to turn it up. I promise you we'll have an insane Wednesday. So join us, and we're going to start with 2 hours tomorrow. Lots of coffee, a little Smirnoff in 2 hours, guys. Be safe. We'll see you. Bummer on Saquon. That should not happen. But we'll fix it for later this week. Bye, guys.